Yo, it's your boy Casual with the Silent A podcast. And man, we're back with another one. And a quick one at that. Hit that like, comment below, subscribe if you got the time, and really appreciate that love. And for this, let's get straight into it. Daniel Dynamite Dubois. Mr. Daniel Dynamite Dubois, where did things go wrong? Why was our time wasted? And we're going to get into that to break it down respectfully. Where did things go wrong and how we got our time wasted, and where should Mr. Dubois go next? By now, you already know Daniel Dynamite Dubois got knocked out by a masterclass boxer in the likes of Usyk. For this breakdown here, and it's going to be quick, let's understand, what happened July 19, 2025. Let's start with this. Our time was proven to be wasted. The business of boxing called this one wrong. Don't get me wrong, you don't know a fight until a fighting man gets up in there. Daniel Dynamite Dubois was on a confidence high. But at the same time, when you don't do right in the business of boxing, when you don't do right in any career, and you try to get to the front too quick, cut corners, and more importantly, mess others out of their opportunity who may have been more deserving, certain things like this will happen to you. What are we talking about? February 22nd, 2025, the likes of Daniel Dynamite Dubois, actually 48 hours prior to that date, fell ill randomly. Never been disclosed. No one knows what's happened. He pulls out of his fight with Joseph Parker, another fighting man that had been on his high, a confidence build. We're not going to go through the whole story. You already know this. What's magical about that 48-hour pullout is that he stepped in the ring about 2 months prior with Usyk and Fury after Usyk won that fight. Called him out, and then magically you're sick for the Joseph Parker fight. You fall out of that. Never disclose your illness. Fast forward, you get a fight signed, sealed, and delivered to take on Usyk with no mention of Parker, even though he was rightfully the next man in line for your belt or to get a WBO mandated fight with Usyk. The business of boxing did what it did best. It pushed the more commercial fighter. And you can't blame them on that. But when you push that kind of avenue, when you push that kind of approach, and this is where we're getting to why our time was wasted, it was wasted because Daniel Dynamite Dubois was clearly a bad style matchup for Usyk. And the first fight kind of warned us of that, but the second fight signed, sealed, and delivered. Now, that's no disrespect to Dubois. Usyk is about to go down as one of the greatest of all time. He's about to go in the top 10 to 15 to ever to do this thing, definitely in the heavyweight division. But even worse than that is when a style makes fights. Its styles clash. Dubois' face forward, aggressive style, front foot, all the pressure on his front feet going forward was a bad style matchup for a guy like Usyk who can move. Pivoted his weight, by the way. That's how he got the knockdowns and eventually the knockout. He just shifted his weight, put that power behind it, and countered the likes of Dubois and used his Dubois' own weight and aggression to add more punch and umph to those punches. And got the stoppage. Bad style matchup. The second fight clearly solidified this for us. What was another bad style matchup that we can bring up in history to kind of let you know what we're talking about? It was really the likes of Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson. Now, this fight was nothing, Well, actually, no, I am going to use that as this is pretty similar. Evander Holyfield, similar to the likes of Usyk, masterclass type of heavyweight, moved up from cruiserweight, got the heavyweight, and became champion in both, undisputed, and moved up, right? Mike Tyson, the known heavyweight, feared puncher, aggressive style on his front feet, was a bad style matchup for a guy like Evander Holyfield, who had decent defense, and more importantly, good head movement, and was there to pick through the holes of Mike Tyson's style of fight. That's no disrespect to Tyson. He's also a great. But the style matchup was bad. The first fight showed us that, and the second fight, when obviously he got disqualified, confirmed it. One more. Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder and Tyson Fury. More recent years. We did not necessarily need to see the third fight, even though it was great. It was good, and there was a lot of controversy around it. The second fight kind of showed us that styles make fights, and that was a bad style matchup for Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. His style of fighting, although limited in skills, was not there on the level of Tyson Fury. And a guy like Tyson Fury, with his size, IQ, ring movement, could pick apart the likes of a Deontay Wilder who had limited defense and relied on a lot of aggression and punching power. Styles make fights. So Daniel Dynamite Dubois and company, Queensberry Promotions pushed us into this when the warning labels were there that Daniel Dynamite Dubois style necessarily might not have been fit for this type of fight, this type of style that Usyk brings. So here we are, knockout, July 19th, 2025. We wasted our time. Joseph Parker's been disrespected. Where do we go from here? Well, number one, let's right this wrong that happened. I think Usyk and Joseph Parker need to get their scrap going. No disrespect to Jit Caballero. He is a hell of a boxer himself, but he is next in line of the pecking order. Joseph Parker is mandatory and should have been in there. No disrespect to Moses Atamo, hell of a young fighter, but that's too early for a man like him. And no disrespect to Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, hell of a fighter, hell of a warrior, but I do not need to see that for a third time to let you know that what we just say, styles make fights, in the Usyk style and Tyson Fury style, as good of a little mix-up as it was, Tyson Fury cannot beat Alexander Usyk. Especially at this stage in his career, the legs are shot. He's tired. He's battle worn, battle torn, especially after he came out of the Deontay Bronze Bomber Wilder's fights. So let's get that squared away first. Let's correct this wrong. Let's get our time back. Let's get Joseph Parker back in the mix. Daniel Dynamite Dubois, what does he do? Where does he go next? Young man, miscalculation. His team led him here. His promoter led him here. What does he do next? We throw no fighter away. And even though he got knocked out, and yes, it was early, and yes, it was quick, we throw no fighter away. He's a fighting man, fighting warrior. What he needs to do is a couple things. Number one, mature. We heard there was a party being thrown prior to this fight. And yeah, his folks did it and all that, but and there's a time to celebrate. You celebrate after winning the battle and getting the war, or at least getting it done, whether you win, lose, or draw, so you can at least celebrate that everything is done. You made some good money. But before the battle, you solidify your mind and get ready. But more importantly, let's mature the game, mature our decisions, and get back in that ring and pick the right comeback opponents. Get back on that horse. You had a 3-fight knockout streak and rebuilt yourself. You can do it all over again. You need to pick a decent fighter. I think a one-off comeback fight on the undercard of somebody. It doesn't have to be a big name, a decent little prospect or contender that's out there. Get that confidence back. Get that old thing back. Get back into that rhythm. Get back to what got you into this position. After that, then take on another decent contender and likes of maybe Moses Atamo. I'm sorry, not Moses Atamo. Back that up. Take on somebody maybe like a Efe Ajagba, Martin Bacoli, or another decent contender out there that's got a name but not a big mover, and that's why I went away from Moses Atamo. He to me, he's got just as much skill set of what Usyk is and a lot of promise, and he's a fast heavyweight that can move and counter. He needs one that's a little bit slower, that's there to slug with him. Rebuild that name, get your confidence back, get back on that high horse, and get back into the fight. That's all you can do. That's all you should do. But do it with maturity. Do it with precision. Do it with thought. Do it with respect, and do it with humility. You made a lot of money this go around in this fight. I'm not sure why the purse was that high, but y'all all made a lot of money. Salute to you men, salute to you warriors. We talked a little bit too long on this, so the last thing we're going to say is this. Usyk Parker needs to be the next move for the spirit of boxing to get back and get this thing right after you wasted our time. And Daniel Dynamite Dubois, you just need to get your confidence back, get back in that ring, get back in that fight, and just understand that Usyk isn't the style for you. You will be champion again one day if you keep your head down, grind, and stay committed and respect the sport of boxing. Either way, man, that's our opinion on this. Hit that like, comment below, subscribe if you got the time. And it's your boy Casrell with Sunday Podcast. Until the next time, peace.